Ladies and gentlemen of the California Trap Trinity, Compton, Long Beach, Los Angeles, and the world.
We top flight security of the world, Craig.
The man within the piece that's still around in the West Coast beast. That's right, the promo king himself, product 5 stacks and counting. This is not a podcast. Nope. This is an operating table, and I am the surgeon, and we gonna get into it right next. Now the whole world has its eyes on the Nolan Wells situation. Nolan Wells is the 18-year-old college football player that came up missing when he went on vacation on July 4th. A lot of platforms are taking this and running with some things that bother me. But before I get into the actual investigation, I want to talk about a parallel to the Jungle Book, all right, with Mowgli. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, what the hell are you talking about, Stacks? But let's really think about it for a second. Mowgli was abandoned by humans and raised by animals in the jungle. As Mowgli got older, was in contradiction to everything else that he was growing up around. If you catch my drift, that is why the situation became deadly. At its very core and nature, the jungle is dangerous to humans and not the proper habitat. When you got a black young man and you got a man that's a fish out of water in a jungle scenario. It's a whole lot of Nancy Drew Hills and Sherlock homeboys out here, and that kind of turns my stomach. You got to remember that this investigation is going awry in the first place because policing is rooted and deeply embedded in slavery.
In case you missed it, the Slave Patrol and slave catchers were the first form of organized police in the South.
What's important about this whole thing, the fact is there is an 18-year-old boy that will never get the chance to see 21, and that is what saddens me deeply. The Jackson County Sheriff's Department currently has, since 2023, 3 open civil rights violation cases right now. Everybody knows who John Ledbetter is. He is the Jackson County Sheriff. One of the lawsuits actually speaks to him by name. Ashley, who is the magistrate judge, which is the mother of one of the boys that was on the boat with Nolan. The coroner, the person who's supposed to do the initial autopsy, Stacy. Stacy has actually been involved in multiple cases involving accidental deaths of black men.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Claiming that drowning victims don't really need further investigation. I, for one, am sickened by this, but I also know it is par for the course. I want to get a little bit into ownership, which is something that we don't talk about enough in the black community. Now, Gilbert Arenas, as you all know, aka Agent Zero, was an NBA superstar, but he managed to find his way out of the league. He happened to bring some pew-pews into the locker room. Gilbert decided that he was going to go a different route, so he started podcasting. After some moderate success, was able to sign a deal with Underdog Sports. Decided to go ahead and create his own empire by using a sports gambling company. A lot of people don't know he was actually able to keep his initial IP as well as his name and the format of the show. So they couldn't even copy it if they wanted to.
Pay that man his money.
Us as black folks, we give up what makes us us when somebody offers us a check. Tony Adeyemi, who was the author of Children of Blood and Bone.
Dude, at 24 years old, you've already written a New York Times best-selling book. How's that feel?
She wants nothing to do with the film because of the lead actor that they cast and because they changed a lot of the script. Solid leadership equals solidarity. Ladies, come in real close, okay? I have something I want to tell you. You are perfect the way God made you. But for those of y'all who want to get rid of all of that natural thickness and place your reliance in a man-made medication such as Ozempic, I got news for you. You think you got that WAP until you end up with Ozempic Uchi. There is a popular YouTuber by the name of Dr. Tasha. All right, she is a healthcare professional. Ozempic was made popular by a certain crowd of people. If you follow me, hold up, don't kill me. Do you see the play here? They copy your bodies and then they change the trends. And now it's going back to being skinny again. When you're taking Ozempic, you lose fat.
When these folk out here talking about sagging the mons pubis is like the flat part on the top of the vagina that's over the lips, just that flat part, that can start to sag. You lose volume there.
So if you're not careful, you could end up like lunchtime at Arby's. Now, I don't want to be insensitive about this. You got celebrities that are losing their mind over this type of stuff. I mean, look at Ice Spice with Ozempic. She's so down bad that she's making out with the third best Spider-Man now at parties. Now, you're gonna need the right nutrition and hydration if you're gonna do this at all. And that does not mean hot Cheetos and Tito's, ladies.
You have rapid fat loss, you have a decrease in that estrogen. And with a decrease in estrogen, you know what happens, girls? The cooch gets dry.
That shit throws your pH balance off. You hop in my car, I hit the seat warmers and start a good old-fashioned fist fry. I want to say thank you to everybody who hung in there with me. Stay tapped in. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe, and hype this motherfucker. Take me to the top. And never forget that you are tapped in with the greatest, the best, the finest radio you will ever come in contact with. It sucks, it stuck, and ain't never coming down. Cali's finest radio. We up.